Josh, we don't often sit down and speak about games after we've predicted it. But this week has been so mental in the Premier League. In week 1, we're going through every game and looking at our predictions and comparing it to the reality. Are you excited for this?
You know I'll be excited, mate. We'll get into that further on in the video, but who's first?
Let's speak about Crystal Palace Arsenal. That was the first game on Friday night.
You were there.
Not too much of a shock. Palace 0, Arsenal 2. What was your take on it?
My take on that, I think Arsenal started the first half very, very well. Zinchenko assist, Martinelli with a goal, of course. Arsenal overall, thought it was a good performance in the end. They showed real intent going into the season, and they mean business.
I thought Saliba was my man of the match. I didn't expect him to be that good. I wasn't far off the prediction. Overall, this wasn't a bad one for me.
Yeah, and I predicted a 1-1 draw, so I was quite way off in the end. I actually backed Palace to get a draw, and in the end, Arsenal were dominant. Second half was a bit cagey, but I got a second goal, and they were the winners in the end.
The thing is about Jesus on his debut, he's been so good in pre-season, and he had that one attack where he went through like 2 players, and Martinelli missed a sitter, but he made up for it with a goal. I think Jesus next week against that Leicester defence, which looks shaky against Brentford, we'll get onto that later. All I'm saying is Gabriel Jesus versus Amati, I know what's going to happen. I'm just keeping him in my FPL. How did Thogdad do?
And I predicted a 1-1 draw, and the truth is it could easily have been a 1-1 draw. Arsenal had less possession, 2 shots on target, they scored 2 goals, and this is a very positive thing for Arsenal, because in previous seasons they would have drawn or lost this game. I thought defensively they are improved. Saliba was excellent. Just try dropping him. If you're an Arsenal fan, great start to the season.
Saturday's early kickoff was at Craven Cottage. Fulham 2, Liverpool 2. My prediction was Fulham 0, Liverpool 2. What was yours?
2-0 as well, mate.
Okay, so we both got this horribly wrong. But who expected Fulham to come away with the result? And the way they played, incredible. It might give them enough to kick on in the Premier League. I'm not saying they're going to survive, but with Mitrovic on that kind of form, you never know what can happen.
Absolute monster of a striker. I don't think we should be talking about Liverpool dropping points. I think we should be talking about Fulham and their performance. 2-2 draw, newly promoted.
They took it under them and just thought, we've got what we've got. Andreas Pereira, Mitro. It was a bit of a howler at the back for that second goal, and if they didn't, they could have won that game, which is mental to think. They should take what they did. And by the way, Van Dijk, Henderson, Trent, they all got looked like a mug.
Did you see Nunez's flick goal? That was absolutely sensational.
That was class. And his assist. It wasn't even meant to be an assist. It was like a bad touch that fell into Salah's feet and he put it away. We got this horribly wrong. Do you think Fulham are staying up?
After that performance, you could say yes, but you never know how they're going to do in the next 5 games. So for now, I'm still going to say they're going to go down. Thogdad, you also predicted a Liverpool win, but what did you make of the result?
I predicted 2-0 to Liverpool, and we've answered the question, can Mitrovic do it in the Premier League? He won a penalty, he scored a penalty, he scored another goal, he held up play superbly, absolutely man of the match. We are underestimating Fulham. On that display, they're going to be a hard team to beat.
Before we get on to Bournemouth Villa, I want to point out that we need 20,000 likes to make this a regular series on the channel. If you want to see us react to our predictions on the regular, we'll make it a thing. Show us the subscribe boost and we will continue this series. Villa got battered by the Cherries.
Couldn't believe it, mate.
What were we watching? Everybody had wrote off Bournemouth 20th place in pretty much everyone's predictions, and they cleared out Villa, no question. Small pitch, good atmosphere, and they were brilliant. And what a header, by the way, from Kiefer Moore.
Wow, what a player. You saw him in the Championship. He actually got them into the Premier League with that winning goal, of course.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, that header was sensational. Thogdad would be proud of that one. But Villa, on the other hand, they were terrible, mate.
I know.
Absolutely terrible. Steven Gerrard has got to get a grip with that team, because last season, towards the end, they were looking shaky. And if they're starting this season shaky as well, Steven Gerrard's job, I'm telling you what, mate, it could be in trouble later on this season.
Shaky.
Yeah.
I heard a stat, Stevie G has had worse record than Gary Neville at Valencia. Think about that.
How can you have a worse record than Gary Neville?
The fact they've got Coutinho, Diego Carlos new signing, Kamara, and they just lose 2-0 like that.
It's
How's
shocking.
that thing? Like,
I know Villa fans are not happy, let's put it that way.
But I want to hear what Thogdad thinks.
Bournemouth 2, Aston Villa 0, and I predicted a 2-1 victory for Aston Villa. Kiefer Moore got a goal. The man Marcus Tavernier also had a great start to his career at Bournemouth. So maybe this is another team that we've underestimated.
This shocked everybody. Leeds beat Wolves 2-1. I predicted 1-1. You backed Wolves to win 2-1. Thogdad definitely didn't predict a Leeds win. I forgot what he said.
He said a 1-1 draw.
Okay, there you go. We all got this wrong. Leeds' new signings have outperformed my expectations. Brendan Aronson, what a baller.
Wow.
The winning goal at the back post, great positioning and understanding with Bamford, who got the assist, and what a save from Jose Sarr to stop Bamford from scoring too. And I think Rodrigo this year, now that Rafinha is out the team, he's going to be the main man. The way he dribbled to the right, it was like a scoop turn and an early shot. Leeds look levels. They're figuring ways to score goals without the 2 main men they had before. it's fitting for Jesse Marsch. He's brought the Salzburg lads back. They're going to be safe, aren't they?
Yeah, you summed it up perfectly, mate. And I must say, I'm going to show the clip of the Leeds limbs after that second goal. Incredible. The fans and the limbs, top class.
Yeah, fair play. Well, we all got this one wrong. Let's go to Thogdad to confess his wrongdoings.
I predicted a 1-1 draw. Well done, Leeds, because they were second best for a lot of this game, but they managed to grind out a massive victory. And one player, I think, who stood out, Jack Harrison, not brilliant last season, but in this game, 7 key passes, 1 assist. He was an absolute match winner.
I hope we've hit 20,000 likes now because we're going on to Newcastle Forest, which all 3 of us got this correct. 2-0, spot on. Imagine if us 3 all put it in our acca, like bang on. It would be so much. We'd be. I wouldn't be having a YouTube channel. I'd be happy. I'd be retired. Callum Wilson, that guy, the flick, the goal. Dean Henderson had to watch that slowly bounce over his head.
Mate. Fabian Schär's screamer. Come on, mate. That was
How did I not even mention that first?
I know, mate.
2 incredible Toon goals. How far can Newcastle go this season? They sneak into Europa League goal.
Well, the fact they got Brighton next and we'll beat them, they won't go that far in the first 2 game weeks. But I'll tell you what, no.
Brighton title charge, eh?
Well,
Saiciedo's at the... Well, we'll speak about that later. We're not going to say too much. St. Maximan gave out a Rolex after the match. Someone sent this to St. Maximan. I want a Rolex.
Give us a Rolex.
No, don't make it an us thing. Don't make it an us thing. It's a me thing. You're not in on this Rolex, mate.
What? But we got the predictions right. We both deserve one.
That's a good point. It's crazy how Jolinton's transformed in this centre mid role, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, mate. Quality performance, man in a match. What more can you ask for?
Well, what you can say is that run where he took the ball from the left and just dribbled around about 3 players. Just his shot was to the... if that went in, it's goal of the week. And we've seen some screaming. That beats the Schär goal. And that's in the same game.
Listen to this, mate. 23 shots, 10 on target for Newcastle. Nottingham Forest, 5 shots, 0 on target. They batter Nottingham Forest. Forest, they need more time to gel with the squad. Look at the amount of signings they've made. More time's needed, but I'm sure Forest will be fine in a few more games.
You reckon? Jesse Lingard, he's on a 1-year deal. Do you think he's going to be motivated to really play at his absolute best? Do you think he'll...
I think so.
Yeah?
It's only game week 1. We can't look too much into it.
Yeah.
Give him a few more game weeks and I'm sure he'll be firing.
And I predicted this one right. It's the only game I actually got right. But I tell you what, Nottingham Forest were dogged without having a single shot on target. Newcastle, it was a case of job done. Good performances throughout the team, but I think they probably need to strengthen in those attacking midfield positions. But they'll be happy with a 2-0 win.
Tottenham, Southampton now. We both predicted 3-0 and the score was 4-1, which means we get 2 points.
Okay.
Because there's a new rule on our Premier League predictions where if we get the margin right, we get 2. We get 1 if it's the win, draw, loss, 2 if the margin's right, and 3 if we get it spot on. I just didn't expect the goals to not be involvements of Kane or Son.
Ridiculous, isn't it, mate?
Kulusevski, what a baller!
Oh my god, the contributions he's going to bag this season.
Kulu is on fire. Every Premier League club defence is terrified. And Ryan Sessegnon, what a guy.
Wow, what a ball in, by the way, from Kulusevski.
Mate, he's keeping Perisic. He's keeping Perisic on the bench.
I know, incredible. And Eric Dyer as well. Will he get into the England squad for Qatar? That is the question.
Yeah,
he is on fire.
Josh, talk to me about that Saliso own goal. How embarrassing. He tried to kick it and it went into his own net.
I can't really say too much because it's an absolute howler for Man United's goal. But I tell you what, absolute howler. Kicked into his net. Don't know what you're doing as a professional footballer if you're kicking into the net like that.
He tried to move his body, but he must have just got his weight all wrong.
It's unfortunate.
It looked embarrassing.
These things sort of happen now and then, so he'll move on. And
tough debut for Bazunu in goal as well. We've got a special guest talking us through Tottenham Southampton. He was a Tottenham fan as a kid. If you didn't know, Ben Foster. What did you predict, mate?
Right, we're going over to Ben for this game. Tottenham Southampton. What was your thoughts?
Right, so I've got Harry Kane as captain.
Okay, on FPL.
On FPL, I predicted a nice little 3-1 win for Tottenham, but I also predicted that Harry Kane would score 2 goals. He let me down a little bit, but it was 4-1, so I think I'll get a point or 2 for that, yeah?
Yeah, you know what? You're 1 goal off it. That's not too bad. And you're a Tottenham fan, so where are you finishing in the league? Give us a...
I was a Tottenham fan. I'm wearing a pink Arsenal top at the minute.
Yeah, this is the thing. He's got an Arsenal shirt on.
Look at this. How pretty is this top?
But what's your rule with shirts? You just wear any Premier League shirt, you don't care?
I can wear anything I want now. Yeah, it's fine. Like I've got no alliances to anybody. I'm golden. Yeah. I'm going to go for a Tottenham top 4 finish this year.
Moving over to the northwest, Everton, Chelsea. This is a game that had been won by Everton 4 years in a row at Goodison Park, but we've had a change around. Everton 0, Chelsea 1. I predicted Chelsea 2-0, so I was 1 off on the margins. What about you?
I said 2-0 as well, mate.
Well, Thogdad may have got closer. We'll find out in a second. Considering there was no Richarlison, no DCL, Lampard, he had to transition.
They did well, didn't they?
It'll take time. It's not going to happen immediately. And it was only a penalty to change the team. We have to compliment Koulibaly. What a debut. No one believed me on Sky Sports when I said be transfer of the year. For 30 million, you've got a centre-back who will play at the top level for 5 years regularly. If he wants to be at Chelsea proper. He can be. He's got the John Terry number on the back of his shirt. He's got a big future. Chelsea, everyone wrote them off and said 4th, 5th place, mate. They will be 3rd or 4th this season, guaranteed. I couldn't believe your Brighton boy Cucurella got in the team somehow.
And he nearly got an assist when coming on.
Yeah, great
Sterling
ball.
had a shot, but
lovely bit of
great
pace.
defending.
Everyone's saying that there's a Chelsea number 9 problem, but Breuer, he came on.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Obviously, I didn't see the highlights of Breuer, but I'll tell you what, he could be in Tuchel's plan going into this season. If he's making an appearance and getting, good 20 minutes under his belt, could be in his plans.
Conor Gallagher's in his plans,
Yeah.
Raheem Sterling. I mean, it's a massive change around at Chelsea this year, but I feel like they're going in the right direction. Enough of our waffle, over to Thogdan.
I predicted a 1-1 game. Now, I watched this game and it wasn't a classic. It was very stop-start. First of all, we've got to say Ben Godfrey broke his leg. We wish him a speedy recovery from that horrible injury, and the referee should not have allowed that to happen. He should have blown his whistle before it happened. Chelsea, they were all right. They did enough to win, didn't they? Edouard Mendy, I thought, was excellent. Raheem Sterling, not too brilliant for a debut. But Chelsea fans, 3 points at Goodison Park, not too shabby.
Time for Leicester City versus Brentford Football Club. The King Power Stadium had lots of happy faces when they were chilling at 2-0. Goals come from the Vardies.
Stanye. And your boy Drewsbury Hall.
Dewsbury, what a strike with his left foot, by the way. But they blew it. Brentford got one back from Ivan Toney. And then Josh De Silva with a screamer.
Was it better than Drewsbury Hall's goal?
They're both up there for goal of the... I still think Shah beats both.
Oh.
Brentford are only going better when they got Damsgaard next year. So to think they've got De Silva fitting the first team plans, Damsgaard coming through, they're going to be so up. Bro, they're not going down. I'm telling you, Brentford will not go down. Leicester, on the other hand, if Maddison takes that contract at Newcastle and potentially Harvey Barnes leaves as well, they've got a real problem. Tielemans doesn't want to be there. You can tell from the way he plays.
No, he played fantastically this game, mate. I've got to disagree
Really?
with you there. Tielemans played out of his world. All this paper talk about him leaving, wants to leave and all this. I'll tell you what, Tielemans just got on with his football, had a blinder of a performance. Massive respect to the Belgian.
I predicted 2-1 to Leicester City, and I should really have been right, because Leicester, you cannot go 2-0 up and then fail to get 3 points against a team like Brentford.
I cannot believe you got this right. You mug, Joshua. You were sacked twice last video for predicting this. Can't believe I'm saying this. United 1, Brighton 2.
And I predicted it correct. But before I talk about it, I hope you guys have smashed a like, and 20,000 likes is coming home.
Okay, fine. 20,000 likes, great. And we'll keep this doing as a series if you get it. But how did you get this one right?
I know my team, Brighton, man. I know how we play. We battered Man United 4-0 last season. But going into Old Trafford...
But it's United.
We've never won at Old Trafford,
Ten Hag.
you know. I know, and we ruined the party. I said we'd ruin the party. Pascal Gross, the most underrated player in that Brighton team.
How did you understand that Ericsson, Lissandro Martinez were all going to be average?
I know what we possess. Graham Potter, oh my God, what a manager. The next few years, I can
Yeah.
probably see him going, if I'm honest. He's that good of a manager. Maybe the England job. Maybe a top 4, 6 club in the future.
I'd take him at England, I'll tell you that.
Oh my God, yeah, me too, mate. But then again, I love him at Brighton to stay forever. I want a statue of him already.
But Saisiedo, the Basuma role, is
Stop.
covered. You're
It's-
good.
It's covered now. Sayedo.
What a baller. He made McFred look like mugs. The fact they're in the United team, and Saisiedo, who by the way was linked with United, went to Brighton and he's proving himself why.
Yeah.
Because he's getting regular game time now, and he's going to smash it in the Premier League this season, and he's probably going to go to a top 6 team at the end for 50 mil.
Yeah.
That's the way things are going after the Cucurella deal.
Yes, that's very true. And what was your prediction for this game, mate?
Oh God, I said 2-0 United.
Ah, really?
They usually get off to a good start and create false positivity for the rest of the season. I still think they'd fall away. I
They
got it
had
wrong.
no Ronaldo as well, mate.
He was like one of their only bright sparks, apparently. That's what Goldbridge
Oh,
said.
really? Oh, funny that, isn't it? When you always mug
came
him
off
off.
the bench.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, let's
yeah.
go over to Goldbridge, shall we?
I would love to hear what Goldbridge says. Take it away.
We've got the main man for United Brighton. Look who it is. Look at his face.
He's been calling me a Forest fan all bloody show.
Yeah, my bad. But we actually messaged.
better.
I asked for his insight. I was like, who could I go to for a United fan to ask about United Brighton? Oh, it's Mark. So I messaged him. He said, I was asking him, should I go 2-0, 3-0 predictions? And I went for 2-0 because of you. Where do you go from here?
Brentford.
No, but you said Brentford were going down last year. They stayed up. So you're probably going to lose to them as well.
If we lose to Brentford, we're going to lose 3 in a row because we've got Liverpool after that.
You're going to get Thomas Frank.
Shocking.
Like Arsenal last season.
Yeah, we'll win. We'll beat Brentford.
Who's one player that has to go from the United team?
McTominay.
Just one. McTominay. You're going to annoy
Fred,
Thogdad.
Foster's
Favourite
favourite
Lancaster legend. Thogdad, that's where we're
Scottish.
from.
Scooby
No, but
Doo.
he's from Lancaster, really.
Yeah, that's why Boyd's played for Scotland then.
Because he can't get in the England team, he can't get in the United team. He shouldn't be in it.
Should be in the Scotland team.
Time for the final Sunday's match between West Ham versus Erling Haaland. I mean, Man City. The brace.
Come on
Ridiculous.
now.
I can't get it off my head. You guys have seen the video already. If you haven't, it's on the channel. He took that game into his own hands on his Premier League debut and proved why he's better than Darwin Núñez. Or is he? What's your thoughts, Josh?
Now, Haaland's going to get 25 goals plus this season.
If he stays fit.
If he
That's the
stays
key.
fit, that is the key. But he ran the show yesterday. He won the penalty, scored a penalty, threw on goal, put that away. Come on, when you give this guy service, he delivers. He puts the ball away, scores goals. He's going to score goals for fun this season.
I wish he was English. Brought up in Leeds. He was a Man City fan as a child.
Harry Kane, Haaland.
Like, but my God, he's a baller. And that commentary at the end where he's like, he swears, he gets told off and he swears again.
But I must admit, mate, I was quite disappointed with how West Ham played. I thought
Yeah.
Man City dominated the whole game from minute 1 to minute 90.
Yeah,
West
they
Ham
should
weren't in
start
it at all.
Scamacca.
They should have done.
The lack of
when he
fitness.
came on, he actually looked a bit sharp. He looked
Antonio was injured instantly.
Yeah.
Fabianski got injured from Haaland. They should have just started with Scamacca and gone for it from the get-go. City started with their new signing striker. Why
Exactly.
not? And he came on and then Scamacca nearly scored the header.
Exactly that.
So it's like, why can you give him 90 minutes, David Moyes? But the way City started, like they just clicked into gear like they want to win the Premier League from game week 1. They're already 2 points ahead against Liverpool, and that's why I predicted them to win the Prem. So did you, so did Thogdad. In fact, let's go over to him on the basis of this game.
I predicted 2-1 to Man City, and I think we all saw the great debate between Rory Jennings and Thogden on Sky Sports. Brilliant start to the season for Manchester City.
If you want this series to continue, 20,000 likes, show a subscriber boost if you're new here. And that's it. Thank
That
you,
is
Josh,
it.
for coming on again.
No worries.
Big up the editor,
Come
Josh,
on.
and see you in a bit. Bye-bye.